Warning, this video and all other videos on this channel are for entertainment purposes only. The content of this video and all other videos on this channel are the opinions of the creator only and do not constitute legal, trading, investment, or financial advice of any kind. Investing carries a high level of risk and the majority of retail clients lose money. Do not invest any capital unless you understand the risks and you are prepared to lose it all.
Camel from the future here, trading like he just don't care. Yeah. Hump Daddy knows the gist, drinking the tears of a liquidist. Camel hitting the pipe, early morning already high as a kite. Hey, baby, it's the right translated cycle out of spite. It's a wild time to be alive. Intellectually dishonest won't survive. It's on, it's on, it's on, like Donkey Kong.
All right, hello and welcome to Camel Finance. I'm your boy Camel, and so far, so good, right? Welcome to the week. Welcome to Monday. I want to make a quick pause here just to say we have officially crossed into July, in case you don't know how to read a calendar. But the reason this is so significant is because July is, of course, my expectation for when we should start to see the chaos really start to ramp up. So we're officially there. Okay, and this is by no means a doom post. This is by no means me calling for the end of the world. In fact, it's quite the opposite. What I am suggesting is they are going to try to make everyone very, very scared. They're going to try to make everyone very, very worried. And I am here to tell you that you lose if you give your energy to this stuff, okay? So things are going to get wild, but as with a lot of areas of life, if you can detach yourself from it, be an objective observer, then we will be able to use this to our advantage. We will be able to stay away from all of this, and we won't get suckered in to all of the fear that they are going to try to push on the world. There is indeed, if my expectations come to fruition, going to be a lot of chaos, okay? We know the deal already. I'm not going to keep repeating myself over and over again, apart from to say, okay, it is officially July. So by the end of this month, I suspect we're going to be looking at slightly different world to what we've got at the start of this month. And by the time we get to August and a couple months after then, I think we're going to start to be able to really, really see the chaos unfold. So again, I say welcome to the week. Welcome to July. And as I've been promising you all year, okay, the only thing I know for sure is this year is going to continue to get more and more wild. We are officially in that 7th month. And you know what that means, right? We know what time it is. The Camel Crew always knows what time it is. Speaking of the time that the Camel Crew knows about, okay, we have officially, let me try and pause it at the right time, got a Dalai Lama in play, okay? So there was a lot of people that didn't think this was possible. There was a lot of people calling for, much further downside and the top already being in. And we're certainly not out of the woods as ever. We take it one day at a time. But so far, so good, okay? So we're going to get to the charts in a bit. In fact, let's briefly pull up this blank chart before we get to the regular chart and just point out a few facts, okay? Fact number 1, we appear to have confirmed a cycle low by breaking out of the trend line, okay? Fact number 2, this at the moment looks entirely like we have a Dalai Lama pattern in play. And fact number 3, it sets us up for my big green arrow to start to present. Now, will it? That is the $1 million question, of course. We don't know, like I said, one day at a time as always. But for now, encouraging signs as far as I can tell. The Camel Crew is doing the work for me this week. You guys have been killing it with the charts. So take a look at this, okay? Weekly versus daily. We've got engulfing bullish candles versus stop and hammer bullish candles. So what's next, okay? Nasco is bullish, I am bullish, and I say long and strong Camel Crew, okay? Daily chart on the left, you can see we are probably about to break out of this downward sloping red resistance line. We're already doing that as it stands, as I just showed you. So long as that can continue, tells us to keep an open mind about higher prices. And this is a major candidate for a weekly cycle low swing, okay? So if this next week's candle can print something like this, nice big green push, okay, then we will have a textbook weekly swing low, telling us to be open to seeing a rip-roaring rally right when no one believes it, right when everyone is 100% sure of themselves that this will fail like all the others, okay, right when everyone is expecting at least more months, a few more months of sideways, and then maybe we can think about going. But I still maintain that there's a good chance, there is a good chance we're going to come swinging out of here. And I know the timing confuses people. A lot of people can't really comprehend that Bitcoin could do a double in just a few weeks. I know a lot of people think this is complete hopium and Camel, you're way too permeable, and all of this kind of thing, right? But as El Prez so perfectly demonstrates here, okay, the people that are saying left translated cycle is off the table. Well, a clean left translation would be anything prior to November. So there's plenty of time, number one. That's around 125 days. So looking at prior performance, Bitcoin achieves a lot in 125 days or less. The notion that a left translated cycle is off the table is nothing short of idiotic. His words, not mine. I think it's nothing short of misinformed, let's say, to be a little bit more diplomatic about this. Prez says that he's not saying you have to favor the idea or have it as your base case, but the notion that it's off the table is nothing more than being uninformed and unable to define the cycles. So let's jump into this right here. Take a look at this, 39 bars, okay, on the 3-day chart, equating to 117 days. And Bitcoin did 1,000% back here. Now, back here, we saw on that third and final angle as it came in, 31 bars equal to 93 days, okay, and Bitcoin did 565 odd percent. Here, 41 bars, 123 days, we did 269%. And so if we can walk forward 126 days, which puts us at the 30th of October, is it entirely unreasonable to see 100% from here to put us at 120K? Is it unreasonable to see 200%? I don't think so, personally, and maybe I'm crazy, but I don't see why, if the price does 200% from here now and we end up at 180K, I don't really see how by the time we're there, we'll be able to be honest with ourselves and say nobody could have seen that coming, right? And certainly at 120K to see a 100% pump over the next, I don't know, 8 weeks or 12 weeks or whatever, even if it takes 126 days, right? All the way to the end of October. If we're at 120K by then, will we really be able to sit here and say, wow, who would have thought? I don't think so. I think Bitcoin does Bitcoin things. And I think, as I often say, people forget that that's what it does. That's why we're here in the first place, right? Because of these big ass pumps. So a wild time to be alive. As I said, we're certainly not out of the woods. This is by no means me saying I told you so, or I'm 100% sure as ever. We keep taking it one day at a time. But I do think 100 to 200% is probably on the table. And if that were to occur before November, then it's still left translated. I would speculate it might even occur sooner than that. And it might be because crypto and small caps right now have just put in their first bear trap before that third and final leg to the upside. Let me see if I can do this with my classic 3 angles of attack. There's the first one, okay? Here's the second one right here, okay? And now all we're missing, okay, the only missing component, as I keep saying, is this third and final angle to come in. If I go back to my regular Bitcoin chart, okay, first angle in red, second angle in red, so far with a perfect touch, and now a breakout. The only missing component is that third and final angle, right? And again, I'm not saying it will happen. I'm just saying if it does, kind of makes perfect sense to me at least. In other news, did you see Michael Dell, the creator of Dell, the company that creates the computers, the computer company Dell, tweeted this out a little while ago. Scarcity creates value. He then retweeted Michael Saylor's response, which was Bitcoin is digital scarcity. Since then, okay, he said, here's a great account to follow with this whole Bitcoin cookie monster thing going on. Okay, kind of hinting that maybe he is thinking about adding some Bitcoin somewhere. And then just recently, the founder of Dell is now selling 1.3 billion worth of shares. Okay, should investors be getting out too? And when you actually look into the details of this, the amount he's selling actually amounts to less than 3% of his total holding. And this, of course, has all led the Bitcoin community to start to speculate that perhaps we're about to see Dell add Bitcoin to its balance sheet. Now, let me be clear, this is by no means certain at this moment in time. This is hugely speculative. But if they were indeed to do this, it would likely start a snowball effect, as more and more companies would probably want to hop onto this bandwagon and start to adopt the Bitcoin standard for corporate treasuries, following in the footsteps of Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy. So again, a wild time to be alive. I hear a lot of people say, Camel, no way you're getting this, because where's the liquidity going to come from? Well, it doesn't take a great deal of liquidity to move Bitcoin like this. And also, it would only take a couple of companies to add Bitcoin to its treasury. That would drive this speculative third angle. And then again, it would just be normal and to be expected so far. So zooming in here and getting a look, okay, we've got a breakout so far. Can we do something like this? Is that third and final angle coming in? As I said, a million times, that's to be determined. The dollar index, okay, barely hanging on to this support that is chopping for a little while now. But so far, it is still in an uptrend. There's an outside chance if this thing is going to puke, then maybe we haven't yet found the cycle low. But, you know, the cycle low should have been here or this one. So we are very, very late. This would be about as late as we could possibly see it, in my humble opinion. But again, I'm open to it, right? And it would certainly drive that third and final angle in Bitcoin, and it would certainly send stocks parabolic. But is it going to happen? I'm not convinced. The big thing I want to watch for this week is the bond yields. Do they indeed catch another lower high or a rejection at resistance and roll over? Because if they do, again, that tells us those cuts are probably coming. And of course, the inverse is true. These start to break out of here, and that tells us higher for longer is a real thing. The gold cycle remains down for a couple more weeks, and then I'm going to be looking to get me into some positions and cover all of that in detail in the members section, of course. The stock futures are lightly green as it stands, okay? So happy days there. We are still not committed to this third angle. We're still kind of hoping to see one final squeeze, daily cycle low, set that as the third angle, and maybe even look for a fourth thereafter. But again, as ever, we'll just keep taking it one day at a time, right? That's all we can really do. So far, though, so good. Everything seems to be going according to plan. So long as Bitcoin can get some follow through, then it's as simple as long and strong and continue to push. I'm your boy Camel. Welcome to the week. Welcome to what is going to be the start of the wild portion of this year. And until next time, I hope you're doing well in life. Take care from me. All the best. Cheers. Bye.
Let's rationalize rapid shoplifting, make skin color a perk. Blocking our streets for climate change, people can't get to work. Endorse mostly peaceful protests, expecting shops to stay. Won't let you cry about the prices when they